Yes, guys. Yes, people. We're back for another live stream, back for another video. Big up everybody that's locked in. Hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way into the show. Sadly, it's another match day coming up soon. Tuesday night, another derby as well. Arsenal versus Chelsea. I don't think I'm coming into an Arsenal-Chelsea game with less confidence in my life, but I said on Troops' preview as well that you guys will see very soon. We've spoken about the 5 stages of grief. We've gone from bargaining to just straight acceptance. We are shit. We're not winning anything. We're not getting a point. I don't think we're getting to 40 points. I might as well get rid of this headline myself. But we're going to delve into everything regarding the Chelsea game, everything regarding Arsenal and their form over the last few games, and also their future expectations as well. Big up to everybody that's locked in. I see all you man in here. Big up everybody. Like, subscribe. Big up to Ilyas Gibro. I can't pronounce your name.
1 second, bro. Sorry, mate.
No worries, my guy. Do your thing. Big up to Warrior. Big up to Gavman. Big up to Harry, Himari, Andreas, my guy, Mitchy Boy, Fata, all my people. Big up everybody that's locked in. And yeah, we got to welcome in for the first time onto the channel. This one I've been looking forward to as well. Same backstage. Genuinely my favorite streamer outside of Chelsea. It's Lee Gunner, my guy. What are you telling me, bro? You all good?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro. It's been a while, man. It has been a while. And it couldn't have been in worse circumstances for both our clubs, really, because we've just thrown the Titan in the bin after leading all the way. And you lot are, 12th? Can't get any wins, losing to everybody, can't score any goals. Lost 4 out of your last 5, I think. And
5 out of 5, bro.
I think you did nick a draw. Liverpool, was it? Was it Liverpool or was that?
Oh yeah, the Liverpool game. Forget about that one.
That's when you had the assistant of Potter. Maybe you should have given it to him.
Saltor. Better than both Potter and Lampard.
Mad, isn't it? It's crazy. It's crazy what's happened to your football club, mate. In one season, I can't believe it. Like your football club used to be like relentless. Like it reminded me of like Madrid and Bayern, the way you used to operate with Roman, man. As soon as he's gone, bro, it's crazy, man. It's like how to fuck a football club up in one season. Like they should make a movie out of it. It'd be the biggest seller in box office. Like imagine if Amazon All or Nothing had been following you lot around this season.
Bro, they're talking about doing watch-alongs for the Arsenal one. Nah, the Chelsea one, that would be box office shit. I agree with you. The collapse that we've seen this season, nobody anticipated it. I haven't wanted to use it as something to... I've seen a lot of people turn on Bowley already based on this season. And to be honest, I don't blame them. But I felt like I expected us to take a backward step. And it has been because of his decisions. The Tuchel sacking, I think, is the domino effect for all of this. But to me as well, it's like we're always going to take that step back. So I can't really judge Bowley solely off this season as well. I have to look at it throughout the next year and potentially the year after that, but we have to build off of this season. I do feel next season will be a lot better for us, in spite of the situation that we're in right now. It only feels dismal because this season's finished for us. We're not reaching any of our targets. We're not going to get close to Europe. We're just in limbo waiting for the season to end because realistically, we're not going down either. Statistically, the only way we can is if everybody below us wins, draws all their 6-pointers and we lose all of our games. That's not going to happen. So I feel like I could have a little bit more faith for Bowley for next season because I think he's making smarter decisions now. He's not rushing the next manager that we're looking for. It's probably going to be Pochettino, but they haven't rushed it or they haven't brought him straight into the job. I feel like things could potentially be better for us in the future, and I'm going to give Bowley the time for it, but I have to be real with him right now. This is all partly your fault, partly the squad, partly the managers. I don't want to just pin the blame on any one person because it's all them, all of them.
See, I think what you just said about not rushing the manager, I think we all know it's going to be Poch. For me personally, looking from the outside in, I think you should be getting the manager in now. Like not waiting until the end of the season because I think that you're going to be going on pre-season. I don't know where you're going. I think you might be playing in America.
Going back to America.
So you're going to go to America. You're going to have probably up to 15 players potentially leaving the football club. You've got a squad that's nearly 40 players. You've got players that are going to be coming back like Lukaku. You're going to have to try and get rid of him. Like there's other players on loan that you're going to have to try and get out as well. And you've got to try and identify which players you do want as well. plus players that you want to buy, and get a style of play in and ready for the start of the season whilst doing pre-season tours all around the world, mate, I think it's a big ask. I can't lie. Like if Poch goes in there, let's say Lampard's contract runs out in June. Let's say it's like a standard footballer's contract, the 30th of June, that's when a contract runs out. But let's say that they part waves on the 1st of June. Bro, the season starts, 12 weeks later? You've got to try and get 15, 16, 17, 18 players out, try and loan some players out, get players in, get a style of play, go flying around the world whilst all these deals are still happening. He's not going to know which players have got to deal with, like, to go out of the club, so he might still be playing them. Like, I think it's a bit of a mess unless you get him in now, because I don't feel that you're going to be ready for the start of the season. Like, it doesn't matter who the manager is. If
you feel like it sets them out on a bad note, though, because I look at the fixtures that we have coming up, and it's like you're not going to get any wins in those fixtures. Pochettino's known for playing a strong pressing system, and our players are unfit as fuck. It's one of the few things that I agree with Frank Lampard from when he cut from the press conferences recently. I feel like if we bring in Pochettino right now, it only just adds more pressure onto him, and then he loses a bunch of games, and then they're going to say he's to blame, and it just starts.
I get that. No, I get that. Plus the fact he's ex-Tottenham as well, so he's already going to have a load of fans on his case from day one. But I just think, like, you know, your fans have written the season off. Yeah, and you're not going to win anything. You can't go any higher up the league, really. Let's be real. Right, it's still an embarrassing season, but I just think, like, get him in. You got 4 or 5 games left. Just say to Bowley, look, I'll take the job now. Or Bowley say to him, take the job now. Write a list of players down that you think are performing in training, that you can see that are giving you the optimum level that you think they can get to, or at least trying to get to that level and showing, yeah, I do want to stay at Chelsea next season. But by doing that in the summer, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, you should have just kept Potter in the job, until the end of the season. That's what I would have done. I would have just kept him in the job. Yep. He probably shouldn't have been hired in the first place. Let's be real. Yeah, he's a good manager. Yeah, Chelsea's completely ruined his stock. Yeah, he is a good manager, but
I think he's a decent manager, but he made his own mistakes, and that was why I couldn't defend him. You know, like,
oh yeah, you can't defend the undefendable, man. Like,
exactly,
he came in, yeah, and beat Milan twice, and I think he was unbeaten in his first 7. And you were like, okay, this is going all right. Then after that, I mean, playing Mason Mount up front and playing other players like in weird positions, then not putting your striker Aubameyang in the Champions League squads. I mean, just weird decisions.
But that's where it got indefensible. I think the thing was that the problem is that no interim was already put in place by the time he got sacked, and they just rushed him for, let's get in Lampard for PR's sakes. That was my issue. Potter should have been sacked. Like, it was only going to get more and more toxic with him in charge, because I think it's the most united I've seen the Chelsea fan base in years. Just, they all wanted Potter out. We could all come into agreement and say, this guy isn't the man to be taking us forward. He's part of the reason why we're in the position that we're in right now. It's just, it shouldn't have got worse. I didn't think things would be that much worse under Lampard. I thought at the worst it would be the same. It's way worse.
I did, bro. I did, because you know what? He's walked into that dressing room, and half of the squad were there when he was last there, and he got sacked for a reason. Yeah, and then when you've added in all of these other players, like, that are not doing anything under a better manager in Potter, then you're thinking, like, okay, well, let's give it back to Lampard, who was deemed not good enough in the first place, with a load of players that are not performing under a better manager. I straight away, I was like, nah, they're tapped. Yeah, what are they doing? Like, you should just either let the interim stay there for the rest of the season. Yeah, I agree Potter should have been sacked. But if this was the route you were going to go, you should just let him see out the season. But I get it, because the fans probably would have rioted. But I know your fans are ruthless at times. I'm shocked at how well your fans have taken it this season. Yeah, because, like, normally under Roman, bro, you were sacking Ancelotti at half-time. You were sacking managers after winning a trophy. You were sacking managers after doing doubles, and 10 games the next season sacked. And now you've had this season, and yeah, there was a lot of rumblings at the ground and that and on social media, but never seen anyone really kicking off. And that surprises me, because having 20 years of Roman Abramovich keeping the standards right up above, like, everyone else in the league, really, for hiring and firing. Yeah, all of a sudden you're down the bottom. You gutter for, like, what you're doing this season. Yeah, and your fans are kind of chill with it. Like, you know, if this was for example, I always say Real Madrid and Bayern are the biggest two, like mentally, like mentality-wise, clubs in the world, right? Chelsea was in that category with Roman. And bro, you're nowhere near that, and you ain't getting that back. Like, you might be able to get it up there a little bit, but you're never going back to that higher fire, like, standards. Like, if you ain't doing it, you're out. We'll pay someone else who can do it. Yeah, because you had, I think, 17 managers under Abramovich. Look how many trophies you won, man. And now you've already had, 3 managers this season. Like, it's kind of mad, bro.
I hear it. I think for a lot of Chelsea fans, the idea was that I never thought we were going to make.
Sorry, bear with me 1 second, man. That curtain's flapping on my fan. 1 second, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. See, my thing, first and foremost, though, is I never thought Chelsea were going to make top 4 in the first place. I don't really understand with the rest of Chelsea fans, but I feel like it was after we lost Thomas Tuchel, there was just this belief that the season wasn't necessarily going to get that much better for us. At the most, we maybe would get top 4. That would be like the bare minimum that you'd expect. But I didn't think we were going to compete for any trophies. We weren't going to go in the Champions League. It's just things that gradually got worse. And throughout the entire season. And yeah, I think, I don't know. I'm actually as surprised as you are the more you mention it, that there hasn't been that much of an uprising against it. But I guess it's probably more to do with the new owners, if it was anything. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. But like, I feel like we've just been in this position for so long. We're just numb to it now.
See, there's a comment in there saying this guy's waffling, bruv. What do you mean it can't be done again? What I mean by that, listen, I'm not saying Chelsea can't go on and ever get back to where they were winning trophies and that. Of course they can. Yeah, they're Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, and they've got the owner with the money, and it looks like he wants to spend the money, which is great. Every club's fans want an owner like him. Yeah, to go and throw money at it. The problem is he's doing it without any direction, without any strategy at all behind it. And that's what I'm saying. That guy has come into the Premier League and splashed the money, and he was the footballing director at one point, or sporting director. Roman Abramovich, when he first came in, went, right, who's the best sporting director in the league? Right, Peter Kenyon, he's at Man U. Right, you're in. Yeah, you have Marina in there doing the deals as well. Right, he got the best people in the best positions. This guy's come in and wanted to try and do it all himself. And I'm not saying he can't go and do it and get back up there, but he'll never have that ruthless mentality Roman Abramovich had. Yeah, he won't.
He's not looking for any short-term solutions anyway. The whole thing is project managers. That's why he's looking for a Potter, or he's looking for a Pochettino or a Nagelsmann. Like we spent the whole season hearing quotes about Chelsea trying to follow like the Arteta plan, like where top 4 wasn't a target for us this season. Winning trophies wasn't a target for us this season, which I also think is partly the reason as well why Chelsea fans haven't been as annoyed, because it's been clear that we're taking a step back to hopefully take a step forward. It's like we're moonwalking backwards, and there's no.
Yeah, but this
forward.
is the thing now, Lewis. What you're going to find out next season, right, is if you finish in the Europa League, that's going to be deemed success, because you've gone so far backwards this season that you've then gone up to Europa League. Yeah, and this is what we had with Arteta. Everyone's saying, oh, it's success and this and that. But he took us so far backwards, it was going to be deemed as success by finishing second. Like, we shouldn't have been 8th in the first place. And like, you're going to find that with Chelsea.
I think it'll be different for us, though, only because like we haven't been in that position where we're trying to get back to being at the top. We've been around there for like the last 15 years, maybe in and out. But like you said, we've always had trophies. So I don't think it's a case of, Chelsea will get back into the top 4 next season. We'll deem it a success. I expect us to get back into the top 4, especially if we're going to have 1 game a week, especially if we're going to clear out the squad and we're going to have a better manager. Top 4, bare necessity. I want a cup final. Should even be looking at both cup finals if we're being realistic. We've got no Europe. We've got 1 game a week. That tempo of pressing can be ridiculous if you build the right squad. We should be building on that. But I don't think it's a case where if we just make top 4, there's going to be celebrations like players taking pictures in the dressing room and all that sort of shit like you've won the Premier League. I don't think Chelsea fans would accept that or look at it in the same way that, let's say, some Arsenal fans have.
Mate, I kind of agree that, unfortunately, Lewis, you've got David Ornstein putting out propaganda left, right and centre, the same as we have. Like, last season when we finished 5th and bottled top 4, he tweeted out saying that we would have been ahead of schedule if we'd got in the Champions League. Yeah, now we've bottled the title. All the props doing the rounds that we're in phase 3 of our 5-phase development plan. It's like, well, we ain't heard about that all season. Like,
yeah, I heard you talk about that. What, phase 3 in your 3rd year?
Well, it's his fourth season, but 3rd full season, yeah. But this is why, like, a lot of clubs are going down this route, mate. A lot of clubs are going down this lower the standards, PR. We can't compete, blah blah blah. What a lot of people fail to realize is, qualifying for the Champions League doesn't give you a massive amount of money. Like, people think it is a huge sum of money you're getting for getting in the Champions League. Bro, if you get in the Champions League, right, you get, I think, 20 million for qualifying straight away, right? And then every group stage...
like 50, shit.
No, I think, sorry, I'm lying. It's 30 million. It's 30 million.
30 million,
right?
All right.
Then you get 2.8 million. This is in euros, all of this money, yeah? 2.8 million for every group stage win. So let's say you win 3 group stage matches. Let's say you win 4, right? That's what, 12 million. So now that's 42 million euros. Now a draw, you'll get 970 grand. But now you've qualified out the group for the round of 16. Now you get 9.7 million. Add it all up, bro. It's about 50 million. So this hype about getting top 4. Last season, Arsenal finished 5th and we earned 10 million quid less than Manchester City in the Premier League, because everyone gets an equal share of the TV money, 79 million each. Doesn't matter what team it is in the league. You all get 79 million each. Then you get extra money, merit money.
Depending on position and the amount of televised fixtures and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, we had 29 games on TV last season. That was 1 game more than Manchester City. Yeah, we finished 10 million behind Manchester City on TV revenue in the Premier League last season. But they qualify for Champions League. They've got all the way to the semi-final. So they're going to, if they get to the final, they'll probably end up earning about 120 million out of the Champions League campaign. Yeah, whereas if you only get to the round of 16, you're going to get about 50 mil, 45 mil.
So that aim to get into the top 4 is like you're only aiming for about 50 million or so.
Exactly. And that's my point. The way Sky Sports dress it up is, the top 4 race. You can attract better players. You can do absolute garbage, bro. This ain't 20 years ago. That might have been the case 20 years ago. But the money in English football now is so high because everyone wants to view it around the world. They can charge a fortune, and they are. And every team gets a massive cut of that. I mean, teams, if Southampton get relegated bottom of the league, they get about 100 million. Yeah, because of all the TV revenue. Yeah, then they get the parachute payments. You're better off getting relegated than you are winning the title. It's all upside down. And this is why I get the odds sometimes. Like, if you win the EFL Cup, you get 100 grand for winning it. I mean, is it worth it? That's why these teams don't take
when you win the Community Shield, you get like 5k, don't you?
Exactly. But this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, to go on a cup run and win the Carabao Cup, you get 100 grand. I don't even pay for like half of Jesus' wages. What's the incentive for Arteta and the club to go and take that competition seriously? If you win
that's
the FA
why
Cup,
they're like dropping out of those competitions.
Exactly, bro. If you win the FA Cup, so Man United could do a cup double. They'll get 7 mil total for winning 2 cups. But if they get in the Champions League and get out of the group, they're going to get about 50 mil, 45 mil. So where's the incentive to go on 2 cup runs? And this is why teams don't value the cups.
Because they're too money orientated. They're not looking at the success. They're looking at the financial side of it. And it's like you'd rather finish in the top 4 than go deep in the cup runs. But then you're losing what football's all about in that sense. Because it's literally about winning trophies.
But then the way it's then PR'd out there by every football club is, but if we get Champions League, we can attract better players. Okay, well, Tottenham have done it for 6 years. What better players they attracted?
Nothing. You guys were in the Champions League for 16 years. You guys were still on the idea of like bringing in young players and then selling them on.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. There's only one football club in this league that actually take everything seriously, and that's Manchester City.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd love an owner like this. I'd love a Roman Abramovich or a Sheikh or a Qatari, because I don't feel that an owner like Manchester City, with their Sheikh, I don't think he should be penalised for wanting to put money into the club. There's people like Daniel Levy and the Cronkies and the Glazers that don't want to put money in that should be penalised, because ultimately Daniel Levy is building the North London O2 off of the back of owning a Premier League football club. Yeah, well, how's that helping the Premier League? So
it's just what the club's not more known for their ground now than anything.
It's
definitely not about the football.
They're a shambles, bro. Only that team could bottle a 3-0 comeback. They
threw an equaliser back in a fucking minute, man. Like, we're bad. We have had a shit. We still don't get battered like they do. It's ridiculous. And even then, we still couldn't beat them this season. So I don't even know what I'm mocking them about. We can't cuss out anybody. Even Tottenham went and they dunked on us at their own ground and we couldn't score there. Like the game at the Bridge was VAR bollocks. But I mean, if you have to rely on VAR, then you haven't done your job in general anyway. So can't even flex it too much anyway. Big up to Dinishin saying Roman was ruthless. He would sack Arteta this season.
I agree with that.
The old Roman, I think so. The Roman after the first Champions League, I feel like he became a little bit more patient and he might have given Arteta another year for it.
Yeah,
but I still think
10 games or something, can see how he gets on first 10 games.
Yeah, something like that, or maybe sack him early. But I know I've known your thoughts on Arteta for a while anyway, but what's your thoughts on the last few games for Arsenal in general? And is it a case of Arteta messing up? Is it the players or is it a collective failure?
Well, the last 4 games, mate, I watched Fulham against Man City earlier. I thought you were just supposed to fold 1-0 down against Man City. I thought that's how it works, right? Like, how can Fulham compete all the way till stoppage time and last minute and full time and all that? Now, bro, 12 wins out of 12 they've had against us in the last 12 league games. I mean, that is just ridiculous. How can Brentford go to the Etihad and get a win? Frank Lampard at Everton got a draw this season against them. Like, I know they're relentless. I know they're a fantastic team. They've got fantastic players. That 2 teams hype is a load of rubbish, though. They haven't got 2 squads. Yeah, they've just got 4 or 5 really good players sat on the bench. Yeah, they bring Foden off the bench or they bring Bernardo off the bench today. The other day, they're bringing Mahrez off the bench. I mean, they're top players, yeah? But I didn't expect to beat them. I predicted 4-0. The only thing for me that shocked me was that we actually scored. But people are blaming Rob Holding. Listen, we know he's crap. I don't blame him. Yeah, who kept him here? Who gave him a new contract? The manager. Yeah, we didn't do enough against Southampton. We went out there and within 32 seconds or whatever it was, we're 1-0 down after coming off of the back of a West Ham game 2-0 up and drawing and a Liverpool game 2-0 up and drawing. Bro, we should have gone into that City game 11 points clear. Yeah, and even if they beat us and win their 2 games now, we'd still be top. Yeah, going into the game against you, we'd still be top. Yeah, and then we'd have Newcastle, Brighton, Forest and Wolves to steal the league. Like, all of a sudden, it's different. Like, it winds me up, mate, because in the summer, all of our fans, or most of our fans, should I say, were sitting there saying, great transfer window, fantastic. And I'm sitting there going, we need a centre-back, we need another right-back, because we can't rely on Tommy Asu. I don't even rate him. Yeah, but he's never fit. Yeah, 4 months out of a calf strain at one point. Like, what's that all about? Yeah, we needed a
calf strain. Fucking hell.
Then he came back and did a hamstring 2 games after he come back. Unreal. But he pocketed Salah, mate.
All right, that was bad.
He pocketed Salah playing left back. I said we needed a centre back, a right back, a DM, because we know Partey's not going to be fit all season. We needed another attacking mid because Fabio Vieira's trash, and Martin Odegaard, still not convinced by him at all. Great when it works. When it don't work, we see it at the Etihad. We see a proper attacking mid at the Etihad the other night, and he was playing in blue. I said we needed a right winger because we got rid of Pepe, and Saka can't play 70 games a season for the 3rd season in a row. Right? Then I said we needed another striker. So we needed like 5-6 more players, and this lot are all on their knees, mate. Like, 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10 windows. I'm negative because I'm saying it's a 3 or a 4. Then we get to January. Oh, yeah, but we got a thin squad. Why was you rating the transfer window 8 out of 10 then? What you're basically saying is with thin squad, yeah, with that line, is we didn't do enough in the window. So why were you overrating
you were wrong.
And then we go and sign Trossard, quality player, man. I've loved watching that guy for years. Wanted him at Arsenal. We got him dirt cheap price, in my opinion. But then we go and sign a centre-back, Kivior, out of nowhere when we were going for Mudryk. Yeah, we end up with Kivior. Yeah, and it was like, Edu's in Poland. He's going to do the deal. And then he comes back with Kivior. And I'm like, who's this guy? Yeah, and that was a weird signing for me because that was a summer signing, not a winter signing. Yeah, and then if you are signing him in the winter, are you telling me that you have deemed him not better than Rob Holding? You've done 24 million on this kid.
Yeah, that says a fucking lot when you deep it like that.
Yeah, but Lewis is a left-footed centre-back, and you know a left-footed centre-back's not allowed to play right side anymore because the game's evolved so much that they just can't do it, mate.
Left just has to.
Does anyone know what foot Steve Bold was? Like, does anyone care? Like, come on, man. And then we go and sign Jorginho. And he got dressed up as this, the experience we need in the title running and blah, 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 blah. So then at Anfield, when we need a bit of composure in midfield because Thiago's pulling the strings in the second half, he brings on the Polish Kiwior, who's had 4 minutes of Premier League football before that. Where's Jorginho then? I thought we were bringing him in for games like this to slow it down and get the tempo slowed down, pop a ball about, keep the ball.
That's the whole reason why I thought you signed him. I was saying for ages, I don't think it's the right move I was giving him to you. For that reason, because I think it helps you lot just a bit. And for us as well, we don't even have a DM.
It's mad. But for the lad in the chat that says Kiwior's a Polish international, mate, 99% of footballers in the Premier League are internationals. Like, no disrespect. I'm not mugging you off or anything, but just because you're in it, Harry Maguire's an England international. Like, is he any good? Like, we still have that Everton goalkeeper, Dinosaur. Gallagher. Sterling, exactly. Just because you play for your country don't mean you're actually any good. Like, do you know what I mean? It just means you might be better than some of the other players or your manager might fancy you more than that player, which is why certain
depends
players
on the international team.
And the thing for me as well, Lewis, is like the way we have bottled it. People don't want to say it's a bottle job, bro. We were 8 points clear, and I don't care how good Man City are. Yeah, because if we had done our business and done our jobs properly, it wouldn't matter how good they are because we still would have won the league. And I said all the way through the World Cup when I was doing my streams and that, I was like, we're going to see how serious Arsenal are in the January window. And we're going to see how serious Arsenal fans are. And ultimately, they flopped. Yeah, and people say, but they've got two teams. They're a great team. They've got a whole state owning them and this and that. Where was that? Jesus coming out saying, but it's a young squad. It's only a young squad when we ain't winning, mate. Yeah, because when we're winning, nobody's saying it's a young squad. Erling Haaland's just bagged his 50th goal of the season. He's 22. Nobody's mentioned his age all season. How old's Vinny Jr.? He's in another Champions League semi-final. Nobody's mentioned his age, bro. This thing about age is by design first and foremost because we chose to do a young squad. We chose to get a young manager. We chose to go and sign Jesus and Zinchenko. Yeah, and apparently they were bringing winning mentality. Well, funny that because Kieran Tierney sits on the bench and he's won double the trophies Zinchenko's won. Oh, but they're in Scotland, mate. They don't count. Like, do you know what I mean? The mentality of some of our fans is crazy, bro. Yeah, and then like Arteta's subs this season at times have been a joke. I mean, at Anfield at half time, I'm screaming to get Zinchenko off. Yeah, and he keeps him on, gets nutmegged, does his groin, by the way. He pulled his groin because his legs were so wide open and getting nutmegged. He did. Out of all the injuries he could have done, Arsenal could have made up because they only made it up to get him out of the limelight. He weren't injured. Yeah, and they made up a groin strain. I'm not surprised, mate. Your legs were wide open. And then as soon as we concede that goal, he brings Tierney on. I'm like, you're taking the mick. Yeah, he made a sub in the 80th minute at Anfield. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, that's against Man United at Old Trafford. We get back into the game 1-1. And instead of going back 10 yards, because we were playing a stupidly high line at Old Trafford, he goes, carry on, lads. I'm not going to make any subs. By the time he makes subs, we're 3-1 down. Yeah, cheers for that. And it's like, this guy ain't it, bro. Yeah, people think that Zinchenko's bringing the winning mentality and blah, 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 blah. No, he ain't. The guy was sitting at Anfield crying, mate. Yeah, that is not winning mentality.
Well, I'm
when
seeing
you just conceded a goal and you're crying. What's that
Did he cry at the Etihad as well?
He cries all the time. He's a baby, bro.
Yeah, he's
a baby.
That can't be your mentality monster.
Bro, he's a passion merchant. When he was trying to do the huddle, come on, do the huddle against Southampton.
Yeah, 2-0 down, man's doing the huddle. Like, no, play on, bruv.
Yeah, it's like, mate, if you was in your position for the second goal, yeah, we wouldn't have conceded it. Bro, in every single shot, yeah, of the last 14 or 15 goals, go and have a look at the frame, freeze the frame when the goal goes in, and see if you can see Zinchenko. This is our left back. He was barely ever in defence, bro. Yeah, but he's the reason we got to the top of the league. Yeah, he's the biggest reason why we bottled it as well. Yeah, because if you go and have a look how many goals he's been at fault at, it's mad. Yeah, but it's kind of ironic because Pep Guardiola is apparently now looking to buy Kieran Tierney in the summer. Bro, I beg he goes there because it will end this inverted fullback nonsense. Yeah, it's like this passing out from the back nonsense. What a load of garbage. Like, I can't stand. Why do people try and overcomplicate football? Like, just play the game. That's why I want Ancelotti, bro, because I look at what Real Madrid do. I know they're not great in the league this season. I've watched them all season, yeah. They've been shocking. But he won't be there at the end of the season, whether he wins the Champions League and the Copa del Rey final or not. And that is how
that season doesn't define him as a manager anyway. But one individual season, what he's done is what he's done. That's experience in itself. That's quality in itself.
But bro, he can still win a double, Champions League and the Copa del Rey, and they will still sack him because that is how a big club acts. Yeah, you didn't do it in the Premier, in the La Liga. Thanks for your service. You've been fantastic. You've won us another Champions League, a Copa del Rey. Add that to the 5 trophies you won last season. You've now won 7 in 2 seasons, but there's the door. Close it on your way out. Yeah, and then they'll go and get somebody else in who will take them up to a title next season. And if they don't, they'll sack him. Yeah, and that's that. And Real Madrid, and this is why I always bang on about Madrid. In 2004, when this lot won a league, right, our chairman at the time, Peter Hillwood, said we're moving to Ashburton Grove, yeah, to compete with Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. We'll do it then. Yeah, so when I'm sitting there saying sack him, go and get Ancelotti. Simeone's available in the summer. He's leaving Atleti. Nagelsmann, I don't rate him one bit, but he's available. Luis Enrique, not too keen on him, but he's available. There are managers out there available, bro. Like, this ain't the be-all and end-all. And Real Madrid and Bayern Munich understand the concept of you're a paid employee that we are paying to put you here to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, and if you ain't doing X, Y, and Z, we're sacking you and getting another paid employee in. When people get emotionally attached to football managers, mate, it does my nutting. Yeah, because like this is what kept Wenger in a job for 8 years too long. Yeah, and then the funniest thing about that is, all these years later, yeah, well, we're not just going to go and rush. This is all I was hearing in January. We're not just going to go and rush for Caicedo because if he's not available, he's not available. And we don't just want to rush a sign him. So it's smart business buying Jorginho, so then we can go and get our main target in the summer. That's what got us in this mess by rushing signings. So now 8, 9, 10 years later, these Wenger-ins that kept him in a job for 8 years too long have finally accepted he was here too long. Bro, I'm always 5 years ahead of this fan base. Do you know that?
And even then, it was only after he dropped out of the Champions League places.
Exactly.
But the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but like we both already know what's happening. Arteta's built up too much stock already. Unless you guys drop to 8th next season, I could see them hand him another title. You could have a season like this where you come close to the title, you falter towards the end. That I think they'll give him a 4-year deal because that he's got so close. They'll think he could get further. He could drop down a bit, but he's kept you lot in the top 4. He's kept you competitive. I think that would be enough for your board.
Oh, 100%. It's enough for the fan base, bro. They'd give him a lifetime contract now. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this manager, but they're in love with him big time. Like, this is Wenger status already. And he's won 1 trophy out of 14 he's entered.
It's because that's what they see in him. Like the Wenger or the Sir Alex where, I don't know, like they built a club up from the bottom up. It's like a story. You know how everyone loves a story in football and all of that. It's like Arteta hasn't finished his yet because he hasn't won the league.
Yep, mate, they're more worried about Arteta's career than Arsenal winning. It's mad. But I kind of get it because after this fan base, especially the online ones, a lot of the online ones have never seen us win anything really, apart from an FA Cup. It's mad. Like,
Arteta's got them so close, they want to see him complete it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he's only in phase 3, mate, out of phase 5.
Well, what is phase 3? Have they even said that?
Bro, this is just all these.
What was phase 2 and 1?
Yeah, they said that. Let me find the article. Yeah. Let me find
the article. I want to. Yeah. What are these phases? Was it like get into the top 4, phase 3, win a cup, phase 1?
Right, here we go. Right. Let me see if I can find what.
By the way, guys, what we're doing, hit the like button, subscribe. Lee Gunner's channel is literally in the title. So press that, subscribe, do your thing, people. You already know what to do. But yeah, let's see this. Big up to Jack Malloy.
I'm not even going to bother reading it, bro. It goes on forever. Yeah, but
summarize or something.
It says that next season we're looking to investment. That's going to be there as well. There's a lot of things happening in the league next season as well. I'm convinced the owners will continue to do everything to make us successful and continue to invest in the club. We have to be very, we believe we are really patient in exactly the right way on what we are trying to do. And the owners have shown full commitment. It's just basically gnawing off the owners, bro.
Like, they haven't even said what they are yet.
Exactly. Josh has big ambitions for the club, but the bigger picture is clear. I know what I would like to do and what the club can do but in the certain months we have to make an impact, and today's decisions will hinder or help us in the future. Take things day by day. Like it doesn't tell you anything about the process, the plan, the steps. But this is what they do, bro. Yeah, and this is what my football club has begun doing about 10 years ago when Wenger was failing year after year. Yeah, they get the journalists in the back pocket. Yeah, they get the biggest accounts on social media in the back pocket, and the PR just spins and spins and spins. Phase 3. What do you mean? What is phase 3? How long does it last? How long has it been going? When did it kick in? When does it come to phase 4? Then from phase 4, how long does that last? I don't even know what the phases are, bro. It's a never-ending process. Yeah, that is going to end up ultimately with us still not winning a title. And then what they'll do is they'll factor in another 3 phases. Yeah, because of, but this club got bought by Qataris or this club. So now what we have to do is have another 3. Just round and round and round we go, lowering the standards. Bro, this club is such a PR agency. It is crazy. Process. Trust the process. We were the first football club in England to say that crap. In the Premier League, anyway. Yeah, now look how many managers, fans, players, and other clubs are coming out saying about the process. Yeah,
we had that as well. That was also Graham
project, youth project. We want to build a project. Well, you should have been doing that anyway. Like, you should be doing that anyway. Like, what is going on here? Then it doesn't help when you've got that basketball player coming out saying there's no failure in sport. That's now given all of our fan base an excuse for another 10 years. Well, there's no failure.
Who said that, and why are they even listening to them? Like, what failure's okay in sport? What?
Giannis, I can't even pronounce his name. It's Greek.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, he came out and he was asked a question by a journalist. Is it failure if you don't win anything this season? He said, "You asked me that question last year. Yeah, I don't want to go personal, but do you get a promotion in your job every year? Well, what's a regular guy's job got to do with elite level sport, mate? Like, is everyone in the country playing for one trophy at the end of the season against other companies? They're not, are they? So what's that got to do with you playing a basketball game against other basketball teams to win one trophy?
If you want to look at it based on jobs, then I feel like every job has its own targets. And it's like you have to aim to reach those targets, whatever they may be. Because like a team at the bottom of the table, for example, won't be looking to win trophies every season. They'll have different targets, but there will be targets that are expected of you. If you don't reach those targets, it's not a successful season. It's as simple as that. No matter what way you want to address it. He
also said Michael Jordan only won 3 titles. I don't even watch basketball, so I don't even know what the name or term is.
Me too, bro.
Yeah, he said he's only won 6 trophies or titles or whatever, championships, whatever, out of 15. Yeah, he said, so did Michael Jordan fail in the other 9? The journalist said no. I would have sat there and said, damn right he failed. Go and ask him. I bet you will tell you he failed. Like, he won 6 out of 15, mate. Like, fantastic basketball player. I know who Michael Jordan is. I've watched Last Dance, elite. But if you go and ask him, did you fail in them other 9 years? I guarantee he says, yeah. Look, this guy's sitting out here telling everyone, and he actually said it, bro. He said there is no failure in sports. Because if you don't get the championship this year, you've got another year's experience, or you're working, and you've got this, or you're driving, or you're pushing yourself harder. What the hell is he talking about? But
bro,
now,
I hope
millions of people are going to
want that Arsenal
football,
or Chelsea or whatever, bro. That is stinky, mate. But that is fucking
Arsenal fans love all that, mate. They love all that. I guarantee you'll be hearing that all next season. Yeah, there's no failure in sports.
And some Arsenal fans are already doing the deflection tactics. Hey, it's cool. We got St. Totteringham's Day. We finally finished above Tottenham.
Nobody expected it. Okay, so why you all been trusting the process for 4 years then? What, to finish second? Well, you all expected it then, didn't you? Because otherwise you wouldn't have been trusting the process.
Yeah, they would have been like, this is what we've been waiting for the last few years. I've seen it as well with you, where it's been like, oh, now you're in the mud and everything. Arteta's taking us to a league title and all of that. We told you this was going to happen. Well.
Yeah, they've all gone quiet now, haven't they? Yeah, my
loan to City's looking
kind. My loan to City's calm, bro. I've still got a treble to look forward to. Yeah,
you and me both, man. I'm on loan too.
X is there as well. He was wearing the Man City shirt the other day. Well, the Tottenham one with City stickers on it.
Bro, I can't wait till City away. That's the one game I'm looking forward to this season. I'm be there booing my players or they attacking everything. This is not the game you're gonna fucking turn up for.
Can you imagine if you actually beat them?
Bro, don't. I'd be
if
happy
you beat
inside,
us?
but fuming. I'd be so conflicted. Like, today's the day you want to turn up for fucking Man City away and not anything else. But I know this club is so hateable this season, they'll probably do it. They'll probably do it.
You might turn up at the Emirates on Tuesday and beat us as well. You've done it with Lampard before.
We will not. Bro, I've seen this. I've spoken to Arsenal fans. They're worried about their record at the Emirates in terms of conceding goals and all of that, and their form the last few games. We are a charity case. We are a fucking charity case. Brentford didn't win a single game this month till they came to Chelsea. One shot on target, 2 goals
as well, bro. They couldn't buy a point.
Southampton beat us home and away.
They drew with us home and away as well. Yeah, so
but
they've got
where the
10
standards
points off of Arsenal and Chelsea. That's mad,
bro. Regardless of how bad you think it is with us, it will get worse. It can get worse. I'm not deluding myself into thinking we can do anything. I'm hoping, if we get a 0-0 draw, it will feel so good. It will feel like
I don't think we're winning. Honestly, I said before the game against City, if we get hammered in that game, I don't see us winning another game. Yeah, because they were mentally shot after Southampton, bro. They were on their knees, nearly in tears after that Southampton game, them players. Yeah, and I knew we'd get battered. I just knew we'd turn up. That was our biggest game in the league for how long? And they just turned up and didn't want it. Yeah, and that shows the culture changed, yeah? The culture's changed, apparently. Okay, mate. Yeah, the culture changed. Odegaard ducking out of tackles at the Etihad. Okay, mate. Like, it's mad. I actually think you might get something. I'm not even joking. You know,
I don't see how. I just don't see how. Unless it's a 0-0, I don't see it. Because we have to score a goal.
Front flipping at the Emirates, yeah? You know we'd do it as well.
Oh, please. This whole season will be worth it just for that one moment. But
pulls out an Arteta mask.
Here's the thing, because I would like us to start Aubameyang, but then you're going to have Lampard play a fucking 5-5-0 with Gallagher and Sterling up top again, or maybe you'll play Ziyech or some shit. Oba came off the bench, looked decent. He's lacking a bit of sharpness, but 30 minutes in 16 games will do that. I would want to see him get game time, but I don't trust Lampard to make the right decisions. Lampard's too stupid. The players are on the beach, and I was worried that they'd be on the beach as soon as they got knocked out against Madrid, because that's what happened to us last year, and it's happened again. We don't score. No matter how much we create or we finish, we don't score. So all it takes is one freak chance, one goal, and we're done. That's why our defensive record's still good, but we lose all the time. It's just 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, because we just cannot score. I think we're too much of a detriment to ourselves to get anything out of this fixture. And with you guys as well, you guys will be top if you win. Obviously not for too long, but you'll still get back to first place. And you also need to pull up the goal difference. You're only 14 goals off Man City. I could see us getting battered. I really could see us getting battered in this
That's
game.
a mad turnaround for goal difference, by the way, because they've doubled that in a week. Literally
City?
Doubled that. Yeah, City, they were only 7 behind us. 7 in front of us.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, they've doubled that in a week. They scored 4 against us, and we can... Yeah, and then they've scored... So they've gone up 5 in the last 2 games.
City post-March move mad. What the fuck,
Mate,
bro?
That's what a proper team do, bro. Yeah, he rotates his players also in the early part of the season. He had De Bruyne, Grealish, Foden all sat on the bench for fucking 4 games in a row, calling them all out. I don't think they've actually lost a game since them sanctions or charges. I don't think they've lost a single game.
When were they charged again?
It was January, I think. I don't think they've actually lost a game.
Nah, neither do I.
It's mad. I can't remember a game they've lost since then. Yeah, and they've been battering teams as well, like Burnley 6, Leipzig 7. Bayern was just a joke. Bro, the way they toyed with them was just ridiculous. They could have gone
Liverpool,
6, 7 more.
4-1s too.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? It's crazy, bro.
Actually, no, last game they lost must have been the Manchester derby then. No, Tottenham. Big up at AM, Tottenham.
It's crazy, isn't it? That team is shocking, yeah, and they always have the number over them. Every time.
I don't think City's scored at their ground yet. All these years, I don't think they've scored there. There's been hella 1-0s, 2-0s.
It's mad, isn't it? Bro, we've lost 12 straight games to City in the league. Yeah, but if we play at Wembley, we beat them. Do you know what I mean? Beat them in the semi-final, get to the final. Play them at the Emirates or the Etihad, we get cooked every time. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? The last game they lost was Tottenham. That is mad. Yeah, that is insane. But yeah, I just don't think we're going to be up for it. Like, they've got a game in hand. If they win that, they're 4 points clear. It's over, bro. The game in hand's West Ham. Yeah, they're going to have two. They'll have 2 games in hand over us. We can go back to the top of the league by 2 points. They'll have 2 games in hand over us again. Like,
I think at the very least, with the way you're talking, I could see it look a little bit tighter. But there's no way we're winning. It'll be a 1 or 2-0 thing then max if that's the case. But there is genuinely no way we're leaving the Emirates with a point. I don't see it. There's too much that needs to happen. Lampard needs to have a good setup and good game management. He doesn't even have one, let alone both. We need to probably score.
You got Mudryk, bro. Yeah, wouldn't it be ironic if he scored at the Emirates?
Mudryk, Aubameyang, bro, anybody.
Well, you're playing Kante false 9, mate, so it might be him.
Yeah, and you know what the worst part is? He's probably our best attacker.
Mate, do you know what? If he could shoot, you probably would have took the lead against Madrid. He had a couple of chances, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but if you're relying on Kante to finish, it's like, how down bad are you if you're looking for Kante to finish your chances?
It's crazy, bro. You've got him running up and down the right wing. You've got him in the box. Like, it's crazy, man. He's crossing balls into nobody. It's mad, bro. But yeah, I'm not confident at all, if I'm being honest. I can't wait for the season to end.
Yeah, you and me both, brother.
It's been a season that I've enjoyed a lot more than previous seasons in recent time, but ultimately this club didn't do what was required. Yeah, they didn't do it in the transfer window. They didn't do it on the pitch. And the thing is, people can blame one player, Rob Holding, and all of that. Well, Thomas Partey's been shit for 3 games. Let's just put that out there. Bukayo Saka's been shit for 3 games. Yeah, Martin Odegaard's disappeared in every single one. Oh, but he scored against Southampton. Yeah, in the 89th minute. Where was he for 88 minutes before that? Like, you know, Martinelli's been shocking for 3 games. Yeah, and yeah, he scored against Southampton, but come on, man.
Like, sounds like the team's just collapsed.
Yeah, our big players have just disappeared. Like, but I guarantee you now he'll play the same starting 11 again. Zinchenko left back, Rob Holding in centre back with Gabriel, right back Ben White, midfield Thomas Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. Yeah, when I did a show with Goonie it was actually the day of the City game. He said, "No, you can't play that 11 again." I said, "Bro, I know he's going to pick the 11. We line up at the Etihad with the 11 up it. How? Zinchenko cannot defend, and you're going to the Etihad. Now, there's a reason Pep binned him. There's a reason he binned him, bro. So yeah, I'm not that confident, mate. And we've got Newcastle on next Sunday as well, away. So I don't see that being a result either. I just end the season, man.
God willing, Arteta does something dumb and like rest players for the Newcastle game. Maybe we'd have a little bit more of a chance.
Well, listen, hopefully we get something against you lot, and then hopefully we win all of our games, like all 5 of them. Yeah, and say like, well, at least we had to go right to the death. Yeah, and that little blip cost us. Yeah, but I don't see it, bro. Yeah, I've seen enough of these players in the last 4 games, yeah, to know that when the chips are down, they'll bottle it. Yeah, last season we should have known this already, bro. Yeah, Jesus weren't here last season, Zinchenko weren't here last season, yeah, and Saliba didn't play. So there's only 3 players out of the starting 11 that didn't start last season. They all played last season. We bottled top 4 last season. Saliba didn't play the other day. He's been out injured for the 4 games. Yeah, Zinchenko didn't play against West Ham. And Jesus has disappeared in the 2 games or 3 games that he's played. Bro, it's just pretty much the same team that bottled the top 4. Yeah, so yeah, on that basis, you can say, well, they've gone above the expectations. Cool, that's great. But expectations change based on what you're witnessing over a season. Like, I said this the other day on my stream, like one of my best pals is an Aston Villa fan. Their expectations at the start of the season were getting the Conference League or Europa League. But then Gerrard had them 16th after 12 or 13 games. They said their expectations were stay in the Premier League.
Now it's stay in Europe.
Now it's stay in the European positions again. Like, but only at Arsenal, you're not allowed to change your pre-season expectations, mate. You're not allowed.
There's no way it can change to winning the league. No way.
No, it's not allowed. Because if you do that, that means people have to be held accountable. And Arsenal fans don't like holding people accountable, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. A big up to Jack Malloy saying all the gear, no idea. Klopp was spot on. We need to build a team. I think we are. It's just there's been a lot of signings that we've made that are more for the future as opposed to now. They weren't really going to hit the ground running, where we kind of needed players to hit the ground running now. That's why I feel like it doesn't really look. It looks like we've spent money on a bunch of players and we haven't improved. But that's also partly to do with the managers in charge and everything like that. I wouldn't judge too many of the signings yet. Just the more experienced ones, like your Sterlings, like your Koulibalys. Even Aubameyang is a little bit harsh because he just hasn't been given enough game time. And I blame creativity more than I blame
while you're
finishing.
playing games. He's sat streaming Fortnite on Twitch.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't even blame him. I don't blame him. We've been disrespecting you. We took you out the UCL squad to play Havertz up top. Play your Fortnite. Do your thing. Go to the El Clasico. I don't blame you. This fan base outside Oba's washed. He literally won Barca Player of the Season in 6 months. He's a good finisher. You just need to feed him chances. We gave him Mount and Havertz in 2 months.
He's a box player. Outside the box is pointless. Yeah, he's like Haaland. Outside the box, Haaland's not that great, is he? You put him in the box, he'll bury you a goal. I'm not saying Aubameyang's up there. He ain't that level. Yeah, but he'll go back to Barcelona in the summer and he'll do bits again.
Exactly. And everyone be like, oh, he was downing tools for us and all this crap. No, he wasn't. We just never gave him a fair opportunity.
No. And your fans never really accepted him because he was ex-Arsenal.
Exactly. And the dumbest thing is, like, he would have had 2 goals against Arsenal if Havertz passed him the ball in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
And the entire narrative on him would be different.
It's true. It's mad. It's mad. Very. I wanted to ask, somebody mentioned about playing Jorginho against Newcastle, which has reminded me, does anyone know what phase Newcastle are under Eddie Howe? Does anyone know what phase they're in? Because he's qualified for the Champions League there or thereabouts in half the time of Arteta with less than half the money spent.
He might be in phase 3 too.
And he's took him from 19th to 3rd in 18 months. Like, is he in phase 4? Phase 3? Does anyone know?
Phase 3 in 18 months. But hey,
well,
you guys
he's
give Arteta.
He's done in 18 months what it's took Arteta to do in 4 years, mate. Yeah, this season's the first season Arteta's amassed more points than Unai Emery's only season. It's
no
crazy,
way.
Bro. Yeah.
Fucking hell, bro.
71 points Emery got with apparently a washed, toxic squad. Yeah, they're all taking the piss out of him. Yeah, and
Arteta has to win a major
inherited
trophy.
a mess. He inherited that messy squad, but he ended up winning the FA Cup with it. Got rid of them all, and he's won nothing since with his own players. Crazy, isn't it? Makes you think,
bro. Like Arteta has to win a major trophy with you guys next season. Has to win the league, Champions League. But I say that in terms of for the years that he's been here, he has to do something. In terms of his job, if he gets you lot top 4 again, he's got the job secured.
That's enough. Finish above Tottenham, get top 4. That's it. Job done.
Exactly. Even one cup finalist, like, there you go.
Even if he don't, it don't matter, mate, because we'll blame VAR. Most easily pleased fans in Lewis. It's mad.
What was this? Big up Alex. Big up my guy Alex. Says, what fan base is more upset, Chelsea or Arsenal? I think right now it would be Arsenal. Just because we're numb to this shit at this point. We've had a way worse season than you guys. I know there's not even.
Definitely. But
you've had more to
both won
play
nothing.
For.
We've both won nothing, bro. We've had the same season. The only difference is we've been given a little olive branch to go and play Champions League football, which we ain't going to win either. And then we just go rinse and repeat like we did for 20 years under Wenger. Oh, but we're in the Champions League. Goosebumps at the carpet. Nobody cares. Are you actually going to win it this time? Yeah, you're going to try and win it. You're going to invest enough money to go and get better players to try and win it. Because now we're in the Champions League. I'm expecting to see some of the greatest players in Europe come and sign for Arsenal because you can sign better players, right? Mm-hmm. That's the narrative that's been spun to me for the last 6 years. But we've got to get that Champions League.
And so I'm seeing you got linked with Mason Mount.
Well,
I wanted to ask you about that as well, by the way. What are you feeling about Mount to Arsenal?
I think your fans are harsh on him. I can't lie. I know that's not going to go down well in the chat. Yeah. But I do think
I hear it. It's very 50-50 on Mount.
I think that he wants to be the leader. He wants to be like the Frank Lampard type of player. But ultimately, he's not that good. Like, he's not Lampard good. Yeah, he's a very good player. But the way you play him, man, is mad. Like, you had him up front in a game. You had him on the right wing. Then he's on the left wing in a different game. Then you play him at number 6. Then you play him at 8. Then you play him at 10. Like, just give him a position. That's your position, mate. Yeah, but if this player's out injured, then we'll put you there. That's it. Yeah, and I think you'll see the best of him. Like, and I think he is a good player. Like, and he does come up with clutch moments, like Champions League knockout goals and stuff like that. Like, he is a good player, but ultimately, yeah, he's not going to look good in a team that's way, way, way underachieving this season. And not only that, he's not even playing. And when he is playing, he's playing up front, right wing, left wing. It's not his position, bro. Like, playing in midfield, for me, he's a number 8. He's a Granit Xhaka type player. Yeah, like, put him in that position. Yeah, don't have him deep lying or on the wing or attacking. Yeah, but tell him he can go and get in the box, go and nick some goals. Yeah, I don't think his passing's that great, but neither is Xhaka's. I don't think Xhaka's passing's that good. Yeah, but I'd take him. I'd take him, but he wouldn't be playing right wing.
Would he be signed for you guys?
I think he'd sign. But I don't know. How long has he got left on his contract?
It's a year left in the summer. That's why for me, I don't really have the same level of patience with man. That's the only reason why. If he was here for another 3-4 years, I could look at the season and think, you know what, might be a bit of a blip. I've seen you kind of on a downward slope for the last 18 months, but I've not seen a season like this. Now it's like you've got 1 year left on your contract. You're not re-signing because you can't agree on terms. You can't agree on the money and the length of the contract and all of that. I now need to see what you're bringing to me now. And you're in the worst form of your career. Now, I agree. It could just be an off year and all of that. And we've seen quality moments and form from Mason Mount too. But it's about now. As of now, he's been one of our worst players this season. Even though he's been out for like 3 months, he's still been one of our worst. The passing, the awareness, the positional awareness, all you have from Mount is work rate. That's it. It's the same thing as Conor Gallagher. And it's like, I've just seen a massive regression from you. And now you're asking for 180k a week. No.
Good luck.
Nope. No chance. That's why Chelsea aren't giving it to him. I think he'll sign.
He don't deserve that, man.
I think he'll sign for another club for less money, but I think it's because they'll offer him less years. The only thing that I agree with Mount is that he doesn't have to sign for 6 years. It could be a 1 or 2 year extension. I think that would be the best for all parties. 1 or 2 year extension. Have a bit of a pay rise because you're on 80k a week. I get it. You shouldn't necessarily be on that sort of a wage, but show your worth and then ask for the 180k, 200k a week if you're at that level. We ain't seen that. I've seen one of the worst players for us this season. You don't deserve to be on that money, and that's just going to fuck up our wage structure more if we have you on that for 6 years.
Yeah, man. Yeah, facts. Absolute facts, bro. I think it's probably best to get rid of him. Just get rid of him. Yeah, just go and get 30 mil for him. See you later. Thanks for the memories, mate. That's it.
He's been put up for like 50, 60.
Nobody's paying that.
Tax, bro.
Ain't nobody paying 50, 60 million for him, mate. No chance.
Liverpool will.
Oh, yeah, Liverpool are kind of desperate for midfielders, so they probably will.
They want Mount and Gallagher from what we're seeing. It's like, yo, if we get 100 plus for the pair of them, call them the Liverpool Ladbrokes.
That's crazy.
Big up to Dinishan saying Lampard will play Mudryk as left back and Kante as a false 9. He probably would do. I don't know what goes on in Lampard's mind. He left Chelsea and managed to get even dumber, personally. I love him as a legend. Brilliant player, all of that.
But this is why you don't want a legend of your football club managing it, bro. Yeah? Because what happens is nobody can go in on him because it's Frank Lampard. Yeah, it's like you can't slag him off. You can't slag him. You can criticize, but you can't really turn on him in the stadium because it's Frank Lampard.
That's what it was like to some of the fans when he re-signed, and they were like, and some Chelsea fans were like, "Oh, you can't if you're pissed off that Frank Lampard's in charge, then you're not really proper Chelsea." And it's like the only thing that I didn't understand was people thinking Lampard might do well as a manager, and they're worried he'd re-sign him because Lampard ain't good enough to do well with this squad and to even win games, but this bad. He's outdone Potter in the space of 5 games. He's taken us further back. We're conceding more shots per game. We're getting battered even worse in matches. The lineups are funny. Like, when I saw the Real Madrid lineup, I was in the pub, I started creasing. Real Madrid, and you started Conor Gallagher. You had Havertz as our only attacker. And then he outdid that in the next match. Played Gallagher and Sterling. Aspie right wing back.
Playing 3-6-1 formation and that.
He'll do that against you guys. And that's why I'm again saying you lot are battering us. You lot are fucking piping us. But just as a last question before we do wrap up, Score prediction. What's your score prediction for the game, bro?
1-1.
Shit, you think we're scoring?
I've just got a sneaky feeling that Mudryk or Aubameyang or even Mason Mount.
Mudryk feels the magic because he's wanted to play at the Emirates for years.
Yeah, Mudryk's going to be walking out there like if he starts, and he is going to be going for it, mate. And listen, he's shit. I was saying that when we were linked to him. I do not want that guy anywhere near my club. Yeah, the only reason he was that hyped is because Arsenal fans hyped him. They did all of his PR for him. So yeah, I'm going 1-1, man.
1-1. Well, my heart says 0-0 and just hope we can defend to death. My head is saying 3-0 Arsenal or 4-0 Arsenal or something like that. I think you guys really fucking batter us. Build up the goal difference a little bit, build up a little bit of confidence, the same way Chelsea have been doing for a lot of clubs this season. But the good thing is it won't hurt. It won't hurt because I am now used to it. I'm now used to it. Lee, though, it has been real. It's been an unbelievable stream. I knew it was going to be a great stream as well. Everyone, check out Lee Gunner's channel. The link is literally in the title. You just have to press the button. It sends you straight over to his channel. Check out all the content on there. I'm going to be doing a fan cam on your channel sometime after the game. We'll figure out the time and everything, but I will be on there. So check it out after we lose 5-0 or 6-0 or whatever the scoreline is. I don't go hiding, so I will be there. And yeah, guys, big up everybody that's been locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe. It has been a very good show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on the road to 40 points. Pray for the Chelsea. Not up the Chelsea. We're doing pray for the